I'm not really a hat guy, Steeler Nation, but welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. And good morning, Steeler Nation out there all around the world. And also, Steeler Nation showed up in Washington. This episode, this video, I just want to talk about two things: Williams and Aaron Rodgers. But I will give a lot of credit for our win yesterday, 28-27. And later on today, we'll be doing a live stream talking about all the Pittsburgh Steelers things. But I want to talk about one thing just after this. So hats off. Hats off. That's why I'm not wearing a hat. Hats off. Hats off to the Steelers. Hang on a minute. Wait a minute. Sorry, wait a minute. Hats off to the Steelers. That's why my hair's all crazy and everywhere. Steelers win 28-27. It was a crazy look. Is there things to improve? 100%. Always. Then there needs to be things to improve in the running game, with Wilson and passing and these kind of things. But it was a fun and fantastic game. It was so much fun to watch. And Russell Wilson getting 3 TDs and an interception and winning the game. The game went to Mike Williams, right? And that's what I want to talk about today. The Mike Williams pickup, and Steelers fans have been wanting that receiver too all offseason. I think you found it. I think you got it. But I want to link these two together. I want to link Mike Williams and also Aaron Rodgers together. I will put this out there. I'm not a huge, I'm one of the fans. Maybe in some respect, I could be called an NFC North fan of the Lions, Vikings, or the Bears. You know, when he was a Packer, because I can't stand Aaron Rodgers. I think it goes back to when Rodgers beat us in the Super Bowl, in Super Bowl 47 or whatever it was. We had 45. We won 43. 45 was Steelers versus Packers. We had the fumble. A-Rod run the Super Bowl, but I can't stand him. And I will also stand on this note too, that A-Rod should not go to the Hall of Fame. And the reason why I want to bring up this picture is you've got Mike Williams, who scored 6 points yesterday on a game-winning touchdown from a moon ball from Russell Wilson. And on the other side, the New York Jets scored 6 points in total. In the offseason, a lot of fans, a lot of media, a lot of national media, NFL, National Football League media were talking about how Aaron Rodgers and their team was going to the Super Bowl. They were the missing piece. He's going to be comeback player of the year after his injury. But, dude, in reality, Rodgers, he's washed. And here's why I pick on him so much, because I think he has a massive, massive ego, and he never says that it's my fault. There's like accountability needs to be on me. A few weeks ago, he blamed Mike Williams, for running the wrong route, and he wasn't in the right position. He always seems to throw his players under the bus. If that's the players in Packers when he was there, or the coaching, or the receivers of the Jets, he's always throwing his players under the bus. So when I saw this picture, I was like, man, this is freaking awesome. It's Mike Williams getting 6 points, a TD to win the game, and that was his first target, first catch, and first TD for our black and gold Steelers. These guys, the terrible towel. I'm wearing everything today. I've got everything Steelers on me. So if you don't know, if the algorithms don't know I'm a Steelers channel, I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers channel through and through. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the Steelers, right? Mike Williams got 1 catch, 1 TD, 1 target. He was on the field a few times here and there. Went some runs with Najee. Najee ran into the back of him. But Mike Williams just said, you know what? Make me receiver too. Nothing against also Van Jefferson or Calvin Austin. Those guys are depth. Those guys are good in their own roles, for sure. Mike Williams will start to learn this offense as he goes. But that's why I find funny, man. I find this funny. Mike Williams, 6 points. New York Jets, 6 points. Everyone was so like, oh my goodness, Rodgers and this Jets team is going to be a super threat in the AFC. And a lot of people, a lot of NFL media kept calling the Steelers that they were going to come last. The Steelers haven't come last in the AFC North or AFC Central going back then since I was born in 1988. Think about that. That's 35 years. The Browns always have that spot, or someone else does. It doesn't matter. The Steelers are well coached by Mike Tomlin. Credit to Mike Tomlin. Credit to Omar Khan. Credit to the organization. Credit to Russell Wilson, Cameron Hayward. All these fellas are 7-2 with a big game coming up versus the Ravens. But I wanted to give that comparison with Mike Williams and New York Jets because when you go to the stats and Aaron Rodgers, he was 22, 35, 151, 4.3 yards average, 3 sacks, QBR 23.8, right? And I think his longest throw of the whole day was 15 yards. 15 yards. Let's come back a bit. This is meant to be an all-pro. Like try and compare now what contract and what we are getting, or the Steelers fan base and the Steelers team is getting for Russell Wilson being in our team, and also FU Denver. I might have another video during the week how you messed up, or the time that Russell Wilson spent in Denver. He's now bouncing back from that, and it's not Russell Wilson's fault. It's Denver's fault. You can see a clear division of how good Russell Wilson is for our Steelers, throwing, I think, 6-7 touchdowns in 3 games, 1 interception, but it turned into a punt. It was a massive pass. George Pickens tapped him down. It was almost like a punt. You know what? He wasn't there. It was a mistake. Whatever. Russell Wilson is 3-0. So FU Denver, because Denver, that situation with Russell Wilson didn't work out. A lot of blame was going towards Wilson and saying he was the worst quarterback. He's washed up. He's terrible. But in reality, the guy on the right-hand side is washed up, terrible. And I want to keep saying this. I don't believe he deserves to go to the Hall of Fame. I think in his whole career, yeah, he's got the stats, the TDs, he's got yards, he's got all those things. He's got a lot of yards, right? A lot of TDs. But in terms of like that standout player, Aaron Rodgers to me isn't like, oh my goodness, I remember that guy from years back. He's won 1 Super Bowl. 1, right? Now, Wilson as well, if you want to compare those two, he's won 1 Super Bowl and been to 2. But there's a good chance now with our Steelers, we can go on a run. We can go on a playoff run. So, yeah, man. Aaron Rodgers, he's overrated. I wanted to point that out. 6 points each. Mike Williams, first. Imagine that. Imagine going from the Jets team, who were 2-6, and then landing on a well-coached Pittsburgh Steelers team that is now 7-2, heading into some big games coming up versus the AFC North, and you catch your football in your first game. And TD, I know they get paid lots of millions of dollars, but in a football sense, that's freaking awesome, right? You're now with a team who can win you games. Our defense can win us games. We came back, and Minka and Kazi made a tackle of their lives to be a 4th and 1. The moon ball to Williams to be in your first game was super exciting. I'm keen. I'm so keen for this team. Like the fact that we won 28-27, and you'll hear a lot of people out there who will still doubt the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're a good side. Can we get better? Yes, but we're a good side. They won 28-27, and there's always room for improvement, no matter who you are in the NFL. The Chiefs just got away with a blocked field goal, and they could have lost that game, like 17 or 16-14 or whatever it may be, or 17-14. They could have lost that game. But the Chiefs knocked them over, got a blocked field goal. They're now 9-0. They're just scraping away. Remember the run that we went on in 2020 when we were 11-0? We were like, with a fake 11-0. Okay, last minute before we end the episode, the gauntlet. The gauntlet has been ticked off one by one. November 10th, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Washington Commanders. Everyone's saying it's going to be a really hard stretch over the 9 games. We have Commanders, Baltimore, Browns, Bengals, Browns, Eagles. They can be beat. They're a tough side, that's for sure. Haven't won there in a long time, but they can be beat. Baltimore, KC at home. Chiefs, I'm going to that game. I'll be in Pittsburgh for that game. I'll be Steelers versus Chiefs, Christmas Day. I'll be there 100%, having a beer, having a good time. And then Bengals. A lot of people keep saying this is the gauntlet, this is the AFC North war zone, yada, yada, yada. They have to play us too. Don't forget that. They have to play us too. And that's what happened today. What happened? So yesterday, I'm still from the future who've been in Australia. What happened yesterday? 28-27, they have to play us too. This gauntlet, not overly too worried about it, man. So just to summarize, I don't want to bring up one more time. Mike Williams scored 6 points today. This is what was a really good trade to bring him over from the Jets. He left a really crappy organization. Aaron Rodgers and the Jets scored 6 points. One of the most right now, one of the most overrated quarterbacks in the NFL. And he's always throwing his team, his players under the bus. Alrighty, Steel Nation. Hope you enjoy the rest of your morning. The Steelers won yesterday, 28-27. So please enjoy Victory Monday. I'll see you guys later.